At exactly 10 a.m., as the beautiful sun peeks over the majestic Ozark Mountains, Old Man Radio lies peacefully asleep in his jammies. Cozy, warm, and as the good folks of Leadbelt put down that first cup of morning coffee, we dawn a new era in broadcast radio. Coming to you live from the flamethrower antenna atop the Flat River Chat Dump, this ain't your grandpappy's radio station. This dial stops for one station and one morning show only. Brought to you live from Southeast Missouri in the Barn Studio, here are the boys from The Barn Radio Show.
I ain't slept 7 days, haven't eaten 3. Methamphetamine has got a damn good hold of me. My tweaker friends have got me to the point of no return. I just took the lighter to the bulb and watched it burn. This 5% has got me here. Well, it's got me back in prison once again. I used my only phone call to contact my daddy. Got 20 long years for some dust in a baggie.
Welcome to the Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studio. You got the Mox and the Chuck here. What's up, Chuck?
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Howdy.
Having a little drink over there, a little Wednesday morning drink.
I know. I haven't drank wine in a long time, and it feels fantastic. I should do this a lot more.
I like wine.
I like wine, man. It's like it don't get you hammered, like ridiculously hammered or anything. It's just perfect.
As long as it's not homemade wine. I've had some bad experiences with some homemade wine. Homemade anything, really.
And there's a lot of homemade wine around this area.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What's that apple pie moonshine that used to be made? You can make in a pot around here. Oof,
yeah.
Get you.
I have some down there, actually.
Really?
If we get too wild, we might break into it.
Tastes fantastic, usually.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind a sip of wine. Wine is something I think you could sit back, have a drink, enjoy the flavor, enjoy it with some cheese and some chocolate and those kinds of things. Actually enjoy the taste or with a meal.
Dude, as I'm getting older, wineries are the most awesome thing to do. They're done at like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm done at 6 o'clock too. Yeah, I don't just get
laid back,
hammered.
chill, nothing crazy.
The little light live music, not like where you can't talk to the person next to you like there are in clubs, bars, whatever.
The older I get, the more I figured out, or am figuring out, that old people have it figured out.
Yeah.
All these things I used to make fun of them for, no, I'm with them. And not only am I with them, I agree that it's for the best.
Yes, they know what the hell they're doing. Absolutely.
We are watching the NFL draft right now, and it's in Kansas City. Do you recognize the building, Chuck?
I did. Once you said it last night, I recognized that the Union Station deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a beer there.
I first thought that it was and they were at the Power and Light, and it was the piano bar. That's the best piano bar I've ever been to.
Agreed.
Dude, awesome.
Howl at the Moon at the Power and Light District in Kansas City, Missouri. Shout out to you guys. One of the best nights we've ever had. I've ever had. Just a lot of fun.
Love piano bars, dude. Love piano bars.
Piano bars, a lot of fun. You know, get those song requests in, and man, those people are so talented too. It's insane.
Yeah, ridiculous, man.
So you'll remember this trip, though. We actually went to Kansas City, me, you, and some buddies, to see Guns N' Roses at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yes. Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Another thing we did, we've been talking about breaking records, radio records a lot here lately. We broke the escape room record in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
Me, you, and through 3 other buddies. We did the escape room up there. We figured it all out, finished it, walked out the door, and I remember the guy was standing there, goes, "Holy cow." Was like surprised how quickly we did it. And we're not smart guys, so we got super lucky. But we do have that on our resume. Put that on the resume.
Yeah, it was better than the one in St. Louis where I hated you guys' guts for a while. I'm sitting there. We had it all figured out. We were at the last thing, and there's one box down here on the floor and one cupboard that you had to open, wardrobe that you had to open. I'm sitting down. They would run in and say the code to the chick at the wardrobe. Hey, it's 765. I get what? Hey, what is that? What did I just say? What was that? And she go, I don't even know. I don't know what they said. And I'm like, you don't even know what they said? For real? You don't know what they said? And if somebody else running 876 or whatever, I go, what was that? She go, I didn't even listen. I'm like, like, good God. And one of them would have opened that, which would have got the key, and I'd have gave it to her, open and done. You're just yelling to the other chick.
I'm not being sexist, but it seemed to go a lot better when it was just the guys.
Yeah, a little bit.
One time we were like dead last, right? When we had more of us, actually.
Yeah.
I think it gets fine-tuned. I don't think, probably not 2 is the number. I would say maybe 4 at the most. If you have more than that, I think it's too many things going on.
Man.
Where it seems like 4 or 5 maybe where you can find kind of. And I remember like we went in, we're like, hey, you're on this. We started like delegating or making jobs for certain people.
Yeah.
And they would just focus on that. When they had whatever intel information that they had, they could bring it to whoever else needed it.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
No, you're right. Yeah. There's too many people. There's a such thing as we did a murder mystery thing in a building one time, and the more people you get, the more just confusing, awful shit happens. You cannot keep anything straight. It's, to me, you get over a certain amount, you have 0 shot at getting it. None.
It's too busy.
I'd rather have 3 than 13.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. It's too busy. Too many people are talking. Too many people think like voice that they think they have something. So then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's, it's too much. I do think there's probably a fine line of like enough, but not too many. Again, I don't think 2 would be, you would have too much to cover. There's
also a range of personalities that can't do it. Like there can't be a whole team of alphas. That's not going to work. You got to have... You just have to be spread out, just like a job. There's a boss, there's the underboss, there's blah, 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 all the way down to the shitheads, which I'm the shithead usually. But otherwise, you're not going to solve it. No shot.
Man, I like those things. I actually wish I did them more. Something I think you maybe forget about sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't have any. Well, we do have one around here. It's I think a part of the axe throwing as well.
Is that right? I love anything like that. Murder mystery thing, trying to figure stuff out. I love that stuff, man.
I think one of the hot things right now is these rage rooms. Have you seen these?
You just break a bunch of shit?
Yeah, there's like old TVs in there, and you just take a bat and you just go in there and just start just busting everything up.
How many people get to do that? You'd think if it's more than one, you'd be hurting somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Glass flying everywhere and shit.
That's a good business. If you have the spot, that'd be a good business to be in. You just go to the dump, get a bunch of old TVs, throw them in there, clean it up.
Yeah, it costs you rent and a couple of sledgehammers and you're good.
The Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studio, courtesy of CountryTalk.com and Dirt Road FM. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studio in Southeast Missouri, courtesy of Dirt Road FM. If you would own a business, any business, what would you get into?
Oh, man, if I could own anything. I'd love to own like a golf course, man.
Oh, yeah.
Or like one of them night golf courses.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fun, man. Yeah.
My only issue with that is like, I like my weekend times and you're working, well, you'd work a lot of nights, which during the week would be fine. But then like a Friday and Saturday night, and maybe you pay somebody else to run it at that point. You're just the owner, but that's not a bad one. Or
like a, I don't know how good it would do anymore, but like a CD store. I think a CD store, a vinyl store. So I don't know. It'd be fun to talk music all day with someone, people that walk in.
Yeah. We're just constantly trying to recreate High Fidelity, the movie.
Dude, High Fidelity's the greatest, man. I love that.
We got a graphic coming out on that, by the way.
Uh-oh.
That'd be a good shirt.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to have to do that. I'll write that down.
With Ben as the bald guy. I'm Jack Black. You're John Cusack.
I'll write that down.
Business I'd like to own. I would like to own a little, small, crusty dive bar. And maybe I do. Maybe we're sitting in it right now. But like one that has like a ton of history. Like, some things have went down there. And I'm just behind the bar with like the white towel over my shoulder.
Oh, you want the Ernestine Hazel's experience?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. That'd be amazing.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. And like, you're the guy, you just pop open your own beer while you're back there and you're drinking with the patrons. And Norm's in there. And you're like, yeah, how was work today, Norm? But I'm not doing a lot either. I'm just kind of there more than anything.
Right, yeah. You own it, but yeah, you just... that's what the Ernestine Hazel's dude does.
Yeah.
Seems like. Hell, I didn't see him do much. You might pop a beer open for somebody occasionally, but...
Yeah, I didn't see him in there taking out the trash or anything.
No.
I'm sure maybe he did at some point, but...
Dude, that place didn't open until 10 at night. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. What time did they have closing hours? I don't ever remember seeing them close.
Closed, yeah.
And I've been there pretty late.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
I don't know when they close. Maybe morning?
Dude, just walking through the halls there, knowing that's the room where they used to, like, Ray Charles just shoot up heroin and shit. Like, dude.
We got the full tour one time. We did meet the owner. I used to know his name. He's passed away since. But he did give us the full tour at one point and said, yeah, this is where this happened. This was super cool guy. He's actually, if you've seen the movie Elizabethtown, he has a really small part in it, but it's a really cool part too.
What movies make you, okay, I found out that Hobo Johnson and Elizabethtown are two of the things that makes me the most emotional. Like if I want to get in that mode, put those two on, I mean, I could just sit there and cry and just think and like all night. What gets you like that?
Well, I'm about to say probably Elizabethtown would be up near the top of my list. It's a pretty emotional thing. Maybe at one point it was Field of Dreams.
Ooh.
I'll tell you a cheesy one you might make fun of me for was, who's the I Am Sparta guy? What's his name? Gerald
Depardieu? No. Shit.
Gerard Butler.
Butler, yeah.
What was the love one he was in with the chick that was a boxer? P.S. I Love You.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that. Haven't seen it?
Dude.
I gotta see it.
Get the waterworks going.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
It'll get the waterworks going. I tell you what, I'm a sucker for. I don't really cry all that much, but man, if anything that's like emotional with my daughters, and I know that's like an answer that I'm supposed to have, but like if I go to like a choir concert or a band concert, and it sort of hits you of like, man, they're just growing up so fast, and I just want the time to slow down. Something like that, dude. I'll be in like the audience, like, trying to hide my stuff because you don't want your daughters to see you cry. You always want to be like this tough guy, right?
Be Mr. Superhero man.
Yeah, so you never want to show that, but that's something that will easily get me going.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Just looking at my daughters, if I'm just look over sometimes, I just be like, she's so beautiful, man. It's just like, oh, I just lose it.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. I used to make for our parents, my wife and my parents, we would make like a slideshow each year for Christmas of everything that we did throughout the year.
Oh, no.
And would put it to music, and then we'd show it to them at Christmas. Dude, I'm like,
oh, I couldn't handle
it's
that.
like waterworks over here.
I couldn't handle it.
I'm just a complete sucker when it comes to my girls. As far as music, emotionally, I mean, it's got to be something with the lyrics.
Well, I mean, I know you with Eric Clapton because of Cash. Tears in Heaven, I know that one gets you.
Does it?
It used to.
Tears in Heaven?
They had to not play it at Sonia's first wedding, one of her weddings.
What are you talking about? Tears in Heaven?
Yeah. Somebody said you and Whack and was it Twan or someone was crying to Tears in Heaven. And somebody goes, I was told not to play that, but I played it anyway.
Oh, that wasn't me.
What?
I'll tell you one, and nobody's going to know this, but Duna Hill.
Okay.
Right. Because I associate certain songs and that song with so many of my friends that I've lost. So that one will get me. We had a little get together this past summer where a guy that was coming down from Milwaukee was a friend of a friend. He actually learned the song, and it's not a well-known song. He started playing it out here, and I had to like walk around the barn here and like collect myself for a minute.
It's Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Mama, I'm Coming Home. Yeah.
That's the one. It wasn't Tears in Heaven. Mama, I'm Coming Home. My bad.
Mama, I'm Coming Home. Yeah, I was played at a buddy's funeral.
Yeah, that was it. My bad. Yeah, the Duna Hill, he gets me too. He's an emotional guy. You know what I'm saying? Even on stage and stuff. Passionate. Passionate. Yeah, I should say that. On stage and stuff, I love watching him perform live. But yeah, it exudes passion. It gets me.
We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studio in Southeast Missouri, courtesy of Dirt Road FM.
Hello, kitty. Limping kitty.
Yeah, broken leg.
Oh, no. Do you have to take it to the vet and get it, like pay to get it?
We have an appointment.
Damn, dude. Those are some bitches going to start costing you a lot of money.
Oh, already. Already.
That sucks.
Already. Speaking of being a sucker for anything the daughters want,
give
it to them. Just give it to them.
I say all the time, one of the biggest problems we have in this society is we're all everybody's raising little princesses. You know, you can't do wrong. So everybody believes them. Everybody, you know, they can say what they want. They can leave a family when they want. They can do anything they want. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's princesses. I'm fucking guilty as everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guilty. I give them everything they want, dude.
Part of my job is to help parents understand their kids more and how their parenting can affect their emotional health or behavior.
Yeah.
Everything that I would recommend to somebody, I do not do.
No.
I do not do. When it comes to your own kid,
right?
All the rules are out the window.
Yeah, you're like, well, that's their kids. Now, my kids are fine. I'll do whatever. Yeah, I'll give them whatever they want. They're fine.
I will even do it to my wife sometimes. I'm guilty of this. If she was here right now, she would be laughing or trying to beat me up. But I will tell her, like, no, hon, we have to be consistent with our rules. We have to follow the consistency that's important with child development and growth and all this and behavior and everything. And then something will come up and I'm being like, let's give them their phones back.
Right? Yeah. They've learned their lesson. Yeah. Oh, didn't you, Sugar Bear? Yes, you did. Heck yeah, dude.
I'm sure your oldest is a bit more older than mine. Mine's in the young teens now, getting ready to be a teen. And she just doesn't want to hang around us as much as she's, wanted to in the past. So like I've grounded her from her room just so I can hang out with her sometimes. Like just punish her just because I want to hang out with her.
Yeah. It's it sucks at that age when because my son was really big in all sports, and I know my way around some sports. Just to technical things in sports, how to stand, how to make your swing better, all that stuff. I know all that stuff. And there's a certain point. It's probably around. What is she? 12?
She's 12, yeah.
It's probably around right there, right before they just stop listening to you. You're the dumbest human being they've ever met.
Yeah.
It's unreal because you're like their hero forever, and then bam, you're just the dumbest person they've ever seen in their life.
Dude, I'm such a sucker for it. Like, just wanting my daughters to like me.
I know.
Oh, I'll make jokes. My wife was mad at me. We were at Applebee's last night, ate at Applebee's last night, and I'm cracking jokes like I'm a 13-year-old, like I'm with them just to like me.
Yeah.
And just like making fun of her and stuff, the wife.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will too. I'm on their side, dude. No matter what, I'm on their side.
The most recent example is my girls are really into Taylor Swift. It gets brought up a lot. We're throwing a whole party just so my girls will think I'm cool. I do all this podcasting stuff. We talk to rock stars. Yeah. We talk to country stars, movie stars, comedians, all this. Yeah. But I'm going to throw a Taylor Swift party just so they think I'm cool. But hey, whatever it takes, right? Because,
I mean, they ain't here for long, man.
Yeah.
It is so... To hear, like, I have recordings on voicemails and stuff of them 4-5 years ago, and their voices have just changed. And just, oh my God, I could cry in a half a second.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Yeah, that's why, like, any chance I get where they want to hop on mic, I'm always going to, like, we did a commercial for the Taylor Swift thing. And just to hear their sweet little innocent voices, it just always gets me.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. Well, now we're depressed, and we're going to put on P.S. I Love You.
It's wild. For me to see your daughters, and I'm sure mine are the same way, how different their personalities are. Mm-hmm. All three of yours are just so different personalities. It's crazy.
Definitely.
It's wild, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we raised them, I think, the same way. Maybe we got better at it or we got worse at it. I'm not sure. Because as you parent, that first child, you're like, it's like a little egg that you carry around everywhere with you, and you're like scared of everything happening to it.
Yep.
The second one, you're like, you hear something fall on the floor, you're like, that was probably that kid.
Yeah, she's fine.
You just wait a couple seconds to see if you hear a loud scream, and if you don't,
right.
Even if you get a cry, but it's not like a terrifying scream, you're like, they're good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you get better at parenting or like worse as it goes on. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think we've mostly raised our kids the same way, all three of our kids, but they are pretty different as far as personalities. Yeah. Which, you always kind of hear the nature versus nurture thing. And, a lot of people say it's both, and I'm sure it is. But that's, one of the things that maybe is an example of that.
Yeah. Did you find that your oldest daughter, taught more to your kids than you did? Like, did they get smarter, faster? Was the youngest smarter, faster than the second one, and the smarter than the other one? I found that my son Eli taught my daughters more than I probably ever did.
Yeah,
it's one of speaking and stuff like that. But each of them learned to speak even earlier and earlier and earlier. It seemed like it was him doing a lot of the teaching rather than I did.
I think I see it less with the teaching and more of like the influence. Like if one of them's into something, probably trickles down.
Oh, like a Taylor Swift kind of deal?
Yeah, that's a perfect example, right? Where my oldest is just obsessed with Taylor Swift, and that has trickled down throughout our house. And even I think the cats like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So I see it less with the teaching, although I am sometimes surprised by the vocabulary that my youngest one uses.
Yeah.
And she'll say something every once in a while. I'm like, where did that come from? Or where did she learn that?
Annie today told me that her favorite colors are light purple and pastel yellow. I had to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know
what the hell
that
she's
means.
talking about. Like, geez, how do you... She was doing shit with the computer that I had to learn when I was in 9th grade. I had to learn in a class when I was 9th grade, and she does it no problem. It's incredible.
Parenting it's tricky. There's some books out there on it, but I don't know if anybody's got it figured out. I've yet to meet anybody get it figured out.
I mean, it's like health. You can say that it works but it doesn't work on everybody. It's not a one size fits all, man.
Yeah.
Just the same way as discipline, it's not a one size fits all. Nothing is a one size fits all when it comes to people, man.
We're going to go to a break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studio in Southeast Missouri, courtesy of Dirt Road FM. We had an incident that happened last week where one kid said that something happened. The other kid said something else happened. The middle one saw some of it, but not all of it. And they both, you know how they'll eventually, like, one of them will break down and say, no, it was me.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. They both stayed firm in their stories.
Never changed their stories, huh?
Right.
Wow.
And it was something pretty serious that we take serious. They were putting their hands on each other. They were fighting.
Yeah.
Right? Like punching each other.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so, like, we're not going to tolerate that.
Right. Of course not.
But they stayed for, I mean, we had like hours conversation of trying to figure out what happened. And me and my wife did not ever come to, I still am not exactly sure what happened. Wow. So what do you do there? You have to discipline both of them.
Got to, I guess. Yeah, you can't not discipline either one of them. They're
Right.
fighting, fist fighting. Yeah,
Right.
it's terrible.
So one of them is being disciplined for telling the truth and possibly getting assaulted.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, wow.
And then she lost her phone.
Wow. What do you do though? Yeah. Wow.
I don't know, and we don't know, and that's why I'm asking 12,000 people.
They're pretty badass though. If nobody changed their story,
It makes me worried a little
no
bit.
kidding, right? That's just, yeah.
Makes me worried when they.
Yeah, they could hide a body later on.
They both stayed with the exact same story. And then we're putting the little one on trial because she might have saw some of it.
Yeah.
One of them said she saw all of it, but she doesn't remember seeing all of it. She was going to be our judge and jury. She had both their fates in her hand, and she didn't even really know it. But she wasn't able to fully say what happened. So, yeah, we were stuck in a weird place.
Dang, dude, that's crazy.
That's actually kind of one of the examples that I was using when I'm like, we have to be firm on this. We got to be firm on this. And then in my head, I'm like, one of these kids is telling the truth, and they're getting punished. It didn't feel right.
One of them, okay, so one of them is an angel, and the other one is possibly nuts. He can pull off a lie that good,
Yeah,
or you can't figure it out. Damn.
little scary.
And knows not to change the lie.
Little
Knows to
scary.
stick with the story. Damn,
Little scary. Yeah.
that's amazing. And terrifying.
Yeah, hopefully if they ever have to get on trial or the witness stand for me,
Right.
and what did your dad do in this particular? Hopefully it's that one.
Yes.
Whichever one it is.
Yes.
Whoever gets called to the jury
Damn.
or to the witness stand.
Dang, I want to know what happened. That's awesome. It's
We're
crazy.
going to be watching Unsolved Mysteries one of these days, and it'll come up on there. And they never found out who did it.
Right.
It's the Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studio, brought to you by BetterHelp.com/The Barn. Sign up for your mental health services. For the first month, you'll receive 10% off. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Barn Radio Show, live from the Barn Studios on Dirt Road FM, and hear us every Wednesday morning. Brought to you by BetterHelp.com/The Barn. Last segment, we were talking about me going on trial.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah, and that made me think. Like DB Cooper. DB Cooper showed his face. Showed his face on this plane. They were on the plane with this dude for hours. And he landed, took back off. People still know his face and everything. And hopped on the plane and was nice to people. You know,
Right.
just walking around talking to people, smoking cigarettes, nice people. They have all this DNA. They have his face. They have marked bills. Some dude was poor and then the next day rich. How did they not catch him? Like things like that. It's crazy.
Do they still don't know? They never know.
No.
Never found out.
Nope.
Like I've seen the Netflix thing, or
It was like in late 1970s, 77, 78, something like that, and nothing. They got nothing.
like airplane. Like that's not easy to hide.
No.
What he did was not easy to hide.
No, he was going through the night with a parachute. They knew the route he was on. Like how did he get away with this, man? It's nuts.
Well, the Zodiac too, right? Decades.
Yeah.
They never found him. They think that they might have known who it was, and he's since died, but they still don't actually know who it ever was. Those crimes that go unsolved for all those years.
Yeah, that Golden State guy they just caught a couple of years ago. There's a dude, he worked with him. This dude, he was good friends with him, and that dude would tell him, the Golden State killer would tell him, everything he'd done, and this dude would post on Facebook while he was alive. Hey, just sitting here with the Golden State Killer. Hey, the Golden State Killer right here. There he is, right here. Just like putting it out there, like, hey, I'm right here with him. There he is. This is what he looks like. Nobody, nothing. Nobody even, nobody batted an eye. He finally passed away or something. No. Finally, somebody did something. Maybe he turned him in or something. I don't know. But yeah, the dude was like, I've been posting about this shit for like 5 years. It's crazy.
Couldn't get anybody to listen.
Yeah.
Do you get into all that true crime stuff?
A lot of it, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say fixated. Like, I'm not obsessed with serial killers or anything. But then I did want to ask this. Because I wanted to be here for the Scott Bond interview, but he had maybe made a mistake in what time he was going to call, and I didn't get to sit on it. I don't know, it's weird.
It's always time zones, man. If there's any kind of mix up with interviews, it's always time zones.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I mean, I understand shit, but
for those that don't know, Scott Bond is a pretty popular criminologist, a PhD,
especially with serial killers, correct?
Yeah, and he's actually out on tour, getting ready to start, I think, or it might be started now, based on serial killers. We interviewed him a while back, actually, but we're getting ready to release it probably here in the next couple weeks. But he was familiar. He knew the criminal profiler that Mindhunter's based on.
John Douglas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knew the other guy that was involved in that as well, like personally, on a personal level. Really enjoyed talking to him, and really found the interview fascinating.
Yeah. The question I really, really wanted to ask him was, do people feel, when he talks to people, do they feel weird that they are obsessed with serial killers? Do they think there's something wrong with them? Because I do that sometimes. I'll like be obsessed with like a serial killer. I'm like, God, is there something wrong with me? Do I like serial killing or something?
I think it's, in what way do you mean obsessed? Because like there's
I want to know everything about it, why he did it, what he did, why he did it, all that stuff.
Would you write letters to a serial killer?
Oh, fuck no. I don't want to talk to him.
So I think that's kind of, not that specifically is where the line draws, but like,
I don't want to have any contact with, no.
Interested and being obsessed, I think, is probably two different things. So you're probably super interested in it, and I am as well. I think, because more of the psychology aspect of it.
Yeah, me too. I think that's why. Me too. Why? What?
Yeah, like where did things go wrong? I think the Dahmer series did a really good job, and actually on the interview we talk about it, but did a really good job of kind of showing some of that and the missed opportunities where he probably could have gotten some help, and this could have been avoided, or he could have been caught.
Yeah.
But there was some law enforcement that didn't respond, maybe, and the investigations weren't pushed as hard as maybe they would have been in some other situations.
That's always tough. I mean, it's like to be a parent, and that Gabrielle Pietro or Pietrito, whatever her name was, I forget. Over the last summer, her and her boyfriend went on a car ride all the way across America or some shit, and like in Utah, he strangled her. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a media kind of thing.
It went crazy. Yeah, and she had been stopped, like apparently days before that day or the day before, whatever, with marks all over her face and stuff by the cops. Cops pulled him out of the car, had them both sitting there talking to him, and then let him go. That's tough, man.
Jeez.
That's got to be tough. I mean, as a law enforcement officer, like, what do you do? If she's got marks on her face, you got to get her the hell out of there, I think.
I don't know that specific. I'm not speaking specifically on that.
Right.
I have a buddy, a really good friend who's an officer, and I've seen him in that world, just like being riding along with him. And I think we ask a lot of our officers.
Yes.
A whole lot. And
especially
I know
the mental health aspect of it. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. They're they get called for a cat in a tree and potential
Right.
murder,
Yes.
and they have to be well versed in all the laws. They have to understand, try to have ethical practices and everything. And I know there's a lot of bad ones out there.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of bad ones in every job.
Everything.
Theirs get heightened more because the fallout from it can be severe.
Yeah.
And life can be affected by it, right? But I think we ask a whole lot of them.
Too much, way too much. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. You just never know, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mental health aspect that we pull them into and expect them to be good at is so wrong because mental health is so prevalent in our society. It's such a big deal. And we just say, fuck them, they can handle it. Like, no, man. Wrong.
I just think we ask a lot of them.
And they work swing shifts. I mean, terrible hours, and they don't get paid that much.
No.
That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous.
It's the Barn Radio Show. We'll be back next week. Catch us every Wednesday morning on the replay on Saturdays.